So Hedge Road is where we are now, and it's one of the streets I grew up on. I grew up in one of the duplexes on Hedge Road. And my family, we didn't always have much growing up, but we had pride, and I had a lot of friends with families that also had pride, and they were in similar situations. And it was a unique place to live. It was heaven for a kid. And most of my friends, they lived within biking distance. I was always on the road. 5th grade, and I was one side of town, the next side of town, and everyone did it. And it was a safe place to be. We went to Hedge School, and a lot of people in the district, they live in either Kingston or Duxbury or Plimpton, Middleborough or Halifax, and it's hard to understand the concept that, in part of this district, there's a neighborhood school, Hedge School, where all the kids walk to school. And if you live outside of walking distance from the school, you don't go there. And so we'd walk to school every morning. It didn't matter how cold it was. And there were some days they canceled because it got so cold. But by and large, every single day, we'd walk to school. And I'd walk up Hedge Road, and we'd walk up Court Street to the intersection of Cherry Street, and there'd be a crossing guard there, and then we'd go across and go right up to the school. And when you get closer to the school, it'd become this parade of children, all filtering in from different parts of the neighborhood. And I had a great time. A lot of the businesses around where I lived are now abandoned. I'm standing right next to a bank that went out of business, and it's been out for years. But when I was a kid, I remember people driving through the teller window all the time, and it was a very busy place, a lot of business. And there's graffiti on a lot of the property here, and it makes you sad, because you think, if I was in 5th grade today, I'd be walking by gang signs tagged on the sides of buildings, and there's one building I'm standing next to right now, and you can tell that the property owners have had this constant struggle with graffiti over the years. They've tried to wash it down, but you get the sense, because some of the graffiti here, it's been here for a long time, and it is gang signs. Really what it does is it affects everything around us, because as property owners, whether you're a renter or you own your own property, you want to be able to be proud of where you live. You want to know that your children are going to be seeing good messages around them, and they're going to learn to be proud of their community too. And walking by graffiti every day on the way to school in the 12th Plymouth District, it's not one of the ways to do that, and it does decrease property value. It decreases pride. You don't have to be a wealthy person to care about keeping your community beautiful. And I don't blame the property owners here at all for, having trouble with graffiti. I think, we pay taxes for a reason, and if there's one thing our money should be going towards, it's at least keeping our neighborhoods looking clean. And by that I mean free of graffiti. I think that really it should be a top priority for our state government, to be providing communities with the resources that they need to put people on the streets and assist homeowners if they need it in cleaning off that type of graffiti. Providing paint to cover a wall up if it's been that way for a number of years, because it's really it hurts all of us to turn a blind eye because it's somebody else's street. And it happens to be one of the streets I grew up on. Well, and the fact that this problem is still so prevalent, it kind of shows us that it's not really a top priority with either our local governments or, for whatever reason, our state government. To give our kids the safest environment to grow up in possible is really what we need to do. That needs to be our top priority. For anything else, we need to take care of where we live.